here we are, looking like a bald-headed you know what. So we're going to wash our face. So I will give close-ups to all the products and everything and what I use, and I'll leave links and all that stuff. This is not sponsored by Eminence. It would be amazing to be sponsored by them because they're the only skincare line that I really use, and their stuff is expensive. So anyways, let's get into it. I'm gonna be doing an entire skincare routine in terms of like what I do when I pamper. So there are a couple of elements that I don't do every day that I'll be adding here just to kind of showcase some things that I use. So first we've got the Firm Skin Acai Cleanser. And so what I'm gonna do is wet my face. And I don't wet it too much, just a little bit. And then I'm squeezing some into my hand. I normally only do like one pump, maybe like 1.5. And then just put it on my face. I try to do the whole 60 seconds thing. I don't know where I learned that from, to be honest. I don't even know if it's really like a scientific thing. It's probably just something I heard on YouTube and just took it as fact. So while I'm cleansing my face here, we can talk about my skin. So my skin doesn't have too many issues, to be honest. The biggest issue is the fact that it's insanely dry, and that's all over my body. It's not just my face. I get dandruff pretty easily on my hair. My skin tends to, on my face, dry out just really quickly. Everywhere is just super dry. But on the flip side, I can't use a ton of crazy products on my skin, on my hair, on my body, because it'll just be too much. Like it'll gunk it up and it'll cause my face to feel like an oil slick and stuff. So it's actually taken me a while. So I think we've cleansed enough. Get up under the chin, girl. Get up under that chin, girl. And now we're just gonna rinse off, honey, so we don't continue looking like Casper the Ghost, okay? Now we've cleansed, we feel like a fresh baby that's just flowing out of the womb, all fresh and clean. One thing I forgot to do actually is I use this product called Strawberry Rhubarb Dermafoliant with lactic acid. And so it's kind of like, instead of using like a scrubbing brush or a a cleanser that has like beads and stuff in it, you can add this product to your moisturizer, or even just put some water and mix it and make a paste and then do it like that. Most of the time I'll do it with the cleanser. I kind of just forgot, but I'll do my 1 pump of the cleanser and then I'll do like a shake, like a couple of shakes worth of that, and then scrub that in. So because it's a dermafoliant, right, it's exfoliating your skin a little bit more harshly than just the cleanser itself, I tend to use that sparingly throughout the week. So I only do that maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I don't do it that often because my skin's also dry, like I said in the beginning. So I can't be just like irritating it too much. But I didn't do that today. That's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do a face mask because I feel like my skin's been a little weird lately. So I'm using this Himalayan clay mud mask from Majestic Pure Cosmeceuticals that my boo got me for my birthday. And it's just a clay mask. It just smells clean and like, it just smells clean and spa-like, you know. I got my little silicone thing here, and we're just gonna slather this on like bread, like butter on bread. We're just gonna slap this on like butter on toast. So it's been about 20 minutes or so, and I'm about to wipe this stuff off my face because I'm not trying to look like a mime. So I've got a warm washcloth here, and I'm just gonna gently wipe away. And as I wipe away, I'll be rinsing the washcloth. And I'm not rubbing like too crazy hard either, just applying enough pressure so that this comes off, because it did dry on my face. I'll come back when this is all off of my face. All right, face is cleansed, we've masked, we've rinsed, and we've dried, just patted dry. So my face, I mean, this is not the first time that I've used this mask, but it makes my skin feel cleansed. It doesn't make feel tight or like it stripped out any of the oils. And as I mentioned, I've got dry skin, so I can't use anything that's gonna be too crazy for my face. So now we get to my fun part. Okay, so we've got a couple here. I kind of start with my eyes, and then I just kind of work around my face depending on the product. And I use this every morning, every night, depending on the day, and then depending on, you know, obviously the time of day, I may use more or less products. So for my eyes, I'm gonna do my serums now for both my eyes and my face. I use something that's different. So for my eyes, I'm gonna use a Neroli Age Corrective Eye Serum. And so I'm just going to, using my ring finger here. I look like, what is that? But I'm just going to put a little dollop on there. I don't use much just because it's the eyes and it's a small area. So just that much. Use the other finger to swirl it around so they're mixed together. And then I just pat under the eyes. I don't necessarily rub because I don't want to rub my actual skin and cause it to get irritated or stretch it. That skin is quite thin and loose, so you don't want to irritate it any more than you have to. Now, I got this because it said that it helped with dark circles, and while I have them because I think genetics and just from generally being tired, I bought it. This is probably, I don't think it's the most expensive product in the line that I use, but it's up there. But I don't use much of it, so it lasts me for quite a while. So that's kind of tacky. It's doing its thing. We're all blended in. Now let's move on to serum for the face. So for the face, I use the Firm Skin Acai Booster Serum. And so this is in the same line as the cleanser. I try to keep all the products within the same, not only just the same skincare brand, but also the same kind of line. And I'll link the Eminence page on Dermstore because that's where I order my products from. So you can see just what I mean. So they have like mangosteen stuff, they have like vanilla stuff, they have the acai stuff. So I try to use the acai stuff because that's what I like and that's what I'm used to. So for this, and I think I actually need to get a little bit more, I do 3 drops. So we'll do like 1, 2, 3. So it looks just like that. And then I just smudge it. I don't know what this is called, but rub it together within these fingers here. And then I just go all over and pat. So same thing that I did with my eyes, just patting, not really rubbing. I do the same for my face. And as I mentioned before, I don't have trouble skin. The biggest problem is just the severe dryness. I mean, luckily I don't have, you know, dry skin just coming off of my face and stuff, but it gets very, very dry. Even in the wintertime, it gets, even in the summertime, it gets dry. So I just have to worry. Do I change a routine based on season? Not really. I am not someone who's out in the elements that much, even though I do live in a place that has relatively warm weather, but I just kind of do whatever works for my skin. If anything, like during the summer, I just use more sunscreen. that is done. Boom. Now, we've done our serums, we've done our eyes, we've done our face. Normally by this time, the life of a dog parent, it's hair everywhere. But normally when I'm doing my skincare routine, I don't have any clothes on. So normally at this time, like I would be moisturizing my body and, you know, putting any like creams and stuff like on my feet, because like I have like feet issues, you know, random crap like that. So since I'm not doing that right now, we'll just move on to the moisturizing part. So for my eyes, we have the Bearberry Eye Repair Cream, certified organic, in this little packaging here. Now this little pot here, okay, let's just put this in the palm of my hand so y'all can have an idea. We'll talk about what that is maybe in another video, but we've got our little pot here. So it's not very big and it's not very deep either. It's kind of like the same size of like a lip balm. This sucker costs $70. Now, mind you, it's for the eyes, so luckily it's not going on an area that's very big, and I don't use a lot of product, so that means that it lasts quite a while. I think I got this maybe 6 months ago. So I take about this much, like, so what I'll do is just, so let me just wipe that off my finger. So what I do is just kind of do a little dab into, oh, there we go, into the pot. So it's not much. And then for this, I will kind of swipe on very lightly, swipe it on. And then I will still pat. I might swipe in certain areas depending on, you know, coverage and whatnot, but I do still try to pat that moisturizer in. Because I don't want to rub the products around, like the serum. Like I do try to give the serum some time to just like sink into the skin before I put a moisturizer on. Otherwise, if you're just putting product on top of product on top of product, you're just going to end up swiping it all around. And while they're meant to complement each other, you don't want your serums to be like on your eye down to your cheek. You want it to kind of stay in that area. Boom! Eyes are moisturized. All right, next, we are going to moisturize the face. And we've got our Firm Skin Acai Moisturizer. So again, it's an Acai line that I really like. So we've got the cleanser with the Acai, we've got the serum, and then we've got the moisturizer. So for the moisturizer, you can see, I think I just got this. I can't remember honestly when I got it. I buy from Derm Store quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit. I mean, it's my main like skincare place. I just love it. Okay, so I'm just going to dip into, so as you can see, I don't really, like, I don't take a lot of product, even, so that's how much I just took out. Let's see if we can kind of focus in here. Even that's a little too much, so I'm just going to scrape a little bit off, and we end up with a little bit. So the reason why I don't use too much of this moisturizer, and I kind of like go back in, figure out, so I just put it on my fingers and then just, because I like to use the tips of my fingers or just like my actual fingers to do stuff. So when I do this moisturizer, I tend to just pat it on, mainly because it's so thick. And I feel like because of the thickness, it does tend to like, if I wipe or like smooth like you normally would, it will move the product around. So I tend to just pat kind of aggressively, like almost push it into my skin, which is what I'm doing now. So you can't see how like much I'm kind of pushing into my skin, but I do it kind of aggressively. Plus I'm like getting the blood flowing, you know. You can also do it like this. I used to do it like that too, just kind of get it flowing. I have one of those tools that, like the rose quartz thing where you can go like this and stuff. I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I do, depending on my attitude. This already takes enough time as it is, so I don't want to spend any more time than I need to in the bathroom. Because again, I do other stuff in the midst of just taking care of my face. So once I feel like that's in moisturize and all that, we're done with the face. Okay, so I'm feeling moisturized and all that. Boom, we're done with the face. So the last thing that I use on my face to kind of complete this skincare routine is this Balm de Rose by Terry. This little gem. Now this obviously isn't from Eminence, it's from by Terry. But this is my favorite lip balm. Now I got big luscious black lips, okay? And I need my stuff to be moisturized. And since I do Invisalign, I have to make sure they're doubly moisturized. So using this product at the end of my skincare routine just kind of is just a nice way of like treating yourself. This thing is not cheap. It's $60 per little pot, and this is only what? 0.35 ounces, 10 grams, so it's not much. So I only use it once in the morning after I brush my teeth, after getting up, and at night when I complete my skincare routine. And so this is my skin. And there's disgusting yellow lighting in here, and it's not the greatest, but you can see my skin looks glowy, it looks healthy. Now, I do have this problem area, which if I come in close, it's like ingrown. Oh, you can see one I gotta pluck out. But these are just dark marks from ingrown hairs. And so that's probably one of my biggest gripes about my face. Skin-wise, it looks fine. Like there's no filtering or anything on this when I film these videos. So you're seeing my skin just kind of how it is. There's no like blurring effect or anything on my, like you can see the texture in my skin. You can see my darkness and stuff. You can see like I've got maybe a little pimple that's trying to come in. Luckily, I don't break out very often. But I do have marks all over my face from chickenpox. Oh my gosh. Chickenpox. So like here, my beauty marks as I like to call them. And they're all over my body. But then I also have marks like this. And in my family, especially with the women, we all have moles like everywhere. So, and we all get them right here. So, even though you probably didn't care about this video or anything within it, that is my skincare routine. That is what I do, with the exception of the face mask. That's what I do every day, every morning, every evening. And at that point, I would have brushed my teeth, snuggled up in bed, and called it a night. So again, I'll have all the things that I use linked down below. I'll also include the Eminence portion of the Derm store. I'll include the Eminence store on Derm store below as well. I think that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching.